Oh God, I look like such a horrible like I got my winter gloves on because I'm doing some hedge trimming. Fucking winter gloves on and shit. It's yeah, I didn't feel like looking for the other ones, so I just noticed this. Um, that I mean, the ways I look like a dork is just it's unbelievable. Age, whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that. That is the American flag. I think I was asked by one of my kids, well, like, why? Why? I love this country. That's why. And I feel like it's under attack right now. And let's back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. Um, I hate our government. I think most of the people in there, and I'm talking like 99% of them, they're self-serving, evil, fucking sycophants. Doesn't matter which side of the aisle you go to Lindsey Graham, go to Mitch McConnell, go to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, they're all just evil, evil people who have used their positions of power to destroy this great country. And I don't have a platform. I used to, but even still, it was a small one, and I have no desire or ability to make a big platform and to wage quote unquote the good fight. But when people drive by, they see that, they're gonna know where I stand. Some of them mistakenly, because they'll be like, well, the United States has a brutal history and slavery, and it's like, yeah, yeah, I understand it all. I also understand that the whole world had that problem, and that I'm one of those guys who you know, I, I got, I'm old. I got this old-fashioned idea about equality and treating everyone based on not the color of their skin, which apparently that's what we're doing now. Like I don't think a lot of people know it, but in a lot of our corporations throughout the cities of this United States, man, if you are white or you're Asian, you are out of luck, and a lot of people laugh at that. But you look at the DEI, or as I like to call it, didn't earn it, and you look at the CRT, which is just blatant racism. Um, I'm against that, no matter what. Like, and if I have to die for it, you know, better me than my kids for sure. Because we're looking at World War III. People don't believe that, and it's just like these people are crazy. But people need to start waking up, because uh, that is not the enemy. Okay, that's an idea, and an idea that was put into practice. And you know, I don't even have to say. Like I realize some of our forefathers owned slaves. I get it. Um, I'll close out with this. Martin Luther King had a lot of problems. Um, Probably close to a communist, really, if you really look into it. But his "I Have a Dream" speech encapsulated what we all strove for: that people would be judged on their character, and not their skin color. That all men are created equal, and that was the Civil Rights March of 1964, right? And what did he say? He said, "We're gonna cash that check." What check is he talking about? He's talking about the Bill of Rights. the Constitution. All men are created equal. Don't be trying this. Uh, uh, I even hesitate to say racist crap, but I mean, if you're the one being persecuted, yeah, yeah, you know. And now it's like people are just like, it's okay to be racist against white people or Asian people, and it's just like it's not, because racism is just, it's bad, and you never stamp out racism in any race. But most people, I would say a good 9.5 out of 10, 95% are really good. And I would say of the remaining 5% left, less than 1% they want to be violent about it. And I'm including white people, black people, Asian people. Some people are just assholes, you know. And it's they don't celebrate the differences of people. They you know, it is kind of weird to see, you know, and I don't really have a problem with it. You know, black excellence. You know, I'm a king, you're a queen. All, you know, all those things. But it's like, why is it why is it only okay if certain people say certain things? You know, I can't be a king. I can't be a queen. Well, I guess nowadays you can be. You know, but you know, you could say certain people say black supremacy, man. They would just look at this black excellence. You would never say that about white people. This is an example of white excellence. It's like, I just think that everyone should be proud of their given abilities. I always look at it like, you know, when I was a kid, I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. You know, my character was Gwydion. He was an elf. He was good at everything. Okay, they had dwarfs. I don't know why anyone would be a dwarf. They were super strong, but that was it. And you know, then you had fighters who were really good at fighting. Um, then you had elves, which were good at fighting. They were kind of a combination of everything. They were good at fighting. They were also good at magic, and you know, just a little bit of everything. And then you had magicians who were very weak, but you know, if you survived to be a high level mage, you were something to be feared. And what does this have to do with anything? Oh, fuck you, it's my video. Anyway, it, it's easy for me. It's probably just because I played it. It's easy for me to put people in those classes, you know, and again, you're going to find variables from any race, you know, being great at something. Um, but in general, um, I would put black people as fighters because they're, you know, look at track, look at the NBA, look at the NFL, man. They are awesome at athletics. And instead of us just saying, man, that's great, we can't say that. You can't recognize, you know, a certain race for being superior at a certain thing because they are. That does not to say, I mean, look at all the, um, I mean, there's white basketball players, really. I mean, Jokic, whatever his name is, he got the MVP. You have Luca. You have a lot of good athletes. You look at the Patriots, which is my team. From 2000 to 2015 or whatever. Uh, they were pretty much all white. You know, and but the cream of the crop. You know, let's just put it this way: if you're gonna have a team put together, you know, and it's basketball, you bet on the black team. They might not win by a lot, but they'll probably win. And if it's track, you know where to put your money. I think white people are like elves. They're just pretty good at everything. You know, they're good at fighting. Um, they're good at magic. You know, you know, and then you get up to the magicians, and you're just like, well, there are. I don't know much about uh, Jewish people, um, except that there's two categories of Jewish people. Ashkenaz they are fucking smart. Their average IQ is 115. Like holy shit. And just to put that in comparison, the average IQ of a Chinese male is 110. Okay, that's not much. Um, a white male is 105. And I'm not, dude, there's plenty of all the lists that I'm going to mention have way higher IQs than that. But the average. And then I guess it goes Hispanics, 100. And then blacks. And I'm not convinced because I have to do more research, I guess, because like if you say sub-Saharan blacks, to me that's different from American blacks. I just, but I mean sub-Saharan is like 85. So even if you're like at a 100 level, you're going to be dealing with somebody who's you know uh, 15 IQ points higher than you in a business, and you're going to go up against that person. There's probably a really good reason why uh, Jewish people. It's really kind of scary though. They control everything, all the media, everything, and you know you're racist for noticing that. I mean, I was watching this one guy, and he had the receipts, and every single person in the CDC, every single one that had a prominent position of power, they were all not only Jewish but Jewish citizens, dual citizens, and it's like I don't know if you can how can you? I'm saying you can't have that, but that's just the way it is because it's like we're so closely, you know, I guess, um, as far as morals and character, we're pretty much the same. But you know, that, that that's the problem though. People can't have a rational discussion because some of the smartest people I know are black that I listen to. What's that? Names? Okay. Thomas Sowell. I'm gonna list off like Glenn Lowry. He's fucking brilliant. John McWhorter, which he has on his podcast, and you know, it's just, you know, I follow like, 5 or 6 quote unquote black dudes on Twitter. Fuck X, man. I'm not gonna call it X. You know, I mean, I get it. I get it because you want to centralize everything. And that's another thing. What's the deal with Elon? He's such a smart dude, and he is. You know, I can't figure him out because on one hand, he buys Twitter. He exposes the massive amounts of corruption. And I'm talking about like our government was telling social media during COVID, take that down. I don't want that person to be seen. And we're talking doctors from prestigious universities that they were censoring, that they were ruining their career. It was so bad. Courts have the Biden administration was found guilty of breaking the First Amendment, and not just by a little. It was like, it wasn't you put your toe over the line, you're like sorry. It was a blatant violation in what they did. So kudos to Elon Musk for that, but fuck him for his stupid rationale on climate change. I don't get it. I don't understand. Well, besides money, I mean money, him making money on carbon credits and shit like that, that makes sense. But the whole notion of climate change, oh, most people who champion climate change, they fucking don't even know how much carbon's in the atmosphere. You know, carbon footprint. We gotta reduce it. That's the only way forward. And you're just like, you know, what I've seen literal maps showing temperature rising before carbon rises, which is impossible if, you know, it, they say that increased carbon increases temperature, and we got to get that in check. But do you hear this? What percentage do you think carbon makes up in our total atmosphere? 0.04%. That's how much our atmosphere is made up. And there's I forget his name. Nobel Prize winning climatologist, whatever. They're all saying the same thing. Um, is that even if you take the worst case scenario, the dummies like Al Gore, Greta Thunberg, whatever. Like even if you take all of their predictions and you were to say that they're true, and you put it in to that calculation of how much man-made carbon there is, because there's actually no evidence of that at all. And maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but that is 3% of the 0.04%. Like if that doesn't it that right there ends climate change. Okay? Like whether it is or isn't happening in the the very fact that the people who push these lies, they have private jets, they have waterfront property. Apparently the banks don't know it because they are fucking selling waterfront property like it's nobody's business, insuring it. And it's like, And once you realize, like, there's lots of things that you can look at that just boggle your mind. Um, but it's like, how is it possible that Elon Musk, who's done so much for freedom, really, is gave a speech on carbon credits and how it's so important, and he's given this speech, and it's pretty technical. Like, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about. And then my spirit animal, Jimmy Dore, who's just awesome. Um, he he plays it, and he happens to have on a you know I don't know if he's a Nobel Prize winning climatologist, but he was up there. Let's put it that way. And that dude is fucking laughing at Elon Musk, and then they just play it, and he tears it apart, limb by limb, and there's nothing left standing, and you're just like, okay. So you got to keep an eye on Elon Musk, because how can someone that smart believe something that is so clearly false? But I'm gonna get back to trimming, trimming some bushes. Used to mean something else when I was younger. No, it didn't actually. It just meant trimming the bushes.